Hello, my name is Waxo, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get premium without killing a single enemy in Albion Online. First thing we're going to do is customize our character and give it a cool name. And this part is very important. What we're going to do is we're going to skip the tutorial because it'll force us to kill enemies in order to progress, so we're going to skip it and just go ahead and choose a starting city. If you're also doing this challenge, I would recommend starting in Fort Sterling, where you don't have to kill the mobs in order to get the resources, like for example for skinning. I chose Limhurst here, but I ended up swapping it after I realized this fact. So the downside with skipping the tutorial means that we do not have anything at all, and we do not have the 3-day premium after finishing it. So first thing we're going to do is go after rough logs and the rough stone in order to make some silver. And if you want to make this slightly faster, you can craft yourself a tier 1 axe and a hammer. And the goal here is to be able to afford a mule and our first tier 2 tools. Also, something to take note of is that the markets here in the starting cities are terrible, so I would highly recommend we just run your resources up to the main cities and then sell it there. I was missing a bit more silver for getting the mules, so I decided to buy an axe and just go out and chop some tier 3 trees. Once we had enough to buy a mule and buy some tools again, I decided to sell everything and go over to Fort Sterling. And if you notice there, we had a bunch of Tomes of Insight from the new journal system. Now, since we can't kill mobs for the fame, we won't be using these while wearing gear, but we will still use them because they give us fame towards our adventuring tree, which we need in order to use higher tier mounts and bags. But first, we're going to need money to get to that point. So first thing first, we're going to buy ourselves a mule, and we're going to get ourselves a pickaxe and a sickle in order to harvest the stuff around Fort Sterling. Alright, now after farming a bit and selling everything, we finally have enough to get ourselves an ox, which will help us carry a lot more resources. And like I was saying before, since we're not getting any combat fame, our fame is not high enough to be able to even equip these tier 3 oxes. But luckily for us, we have a bunch of tomes from the journal, and with this, we will be able to unlock the ox. Now that we have the ox, this is where the real grind begins. We're going to keep gathering to get enough fame and silver to be able to do faction transporting. And I might have realized this a bit too late, but I completely forgot about fishing, and fishing is actually one of the best money makers early in the game. And I actually made quite a bit of silver with this, and I also got it to tier 4, which means we can actually buy the full fishing gear set, which is going to help, further increase our gathering yields and speed while fishing. For you guys, it's only been a couple seconds, but for me, it's been a couple hours of just grinding away and getting all this silver together. As I was grinding away, I wanted to check on how much more fame I would need in order to be able to do the faction transporting, and we are going to need a lot more fame if we want to do this. And so, after a couple of hours of grinding some more fishing, we finally hit tier 5, and with this, we're going to go into the mist, the yellow zone mist, the non-lethal ones, and we're going to start fishing around there because the fish there are a lot more expensive. And as you can see here, I've gathered quite a decent amount of silver from all the fishing I've been doing. And we're getting closer and closer to being able to do the transport. But like I said before, we're going to need some fame. And that's what took a little bit more time to get. At this point, it was very grindy. I would just go up to like 100, 150,000 worth of fish, sell it, and then I would rinse and repeat the same thing over and over again. And every now and then, if I saw like a tier 4 ore or tier 4 fiber, I would go ahead and gather that. And to finish it all off, I decided to just farm a bit more ore, and then we finally got what we needed to unlock the factions. Now that we have the factions unlocked, we'll have another way of making some silver. So what we're going to do here is we're going to buy this medium transport, which is 7 mountain hearts, and we're going to transport it all the way over to Aspen Wood next to Limhurst. And once I have done that, and I've brought the cargo all the way back and turned it in, it'll give me 9 tree hearts. And once I've come back to Fort Sterling and turned in the cargo, what I'll do is I'll directly sell these to the Fort Sterling marketplace. And since it doesn't usually sell instantly, what I'll do is while it's on the marketplace selling, I'll just go do some fishing in the meantime and wait for it to actually sell. And then I'll buy another stack of it and I'll do another transport and basically rinse and repeat. I'll just, I'll do the transport. Once I have the money, I'll do a transport. And then once it's like on the market selling, I'll just do some fishing. And the goal here is to be able to do the bigger faction cargo runs, which will give us a lot more silver every time we do the run. But in order to start doing that, we need to upgrade our ox so it has a more carry weight. We also need to upgrade our bag for the same reason. And in case we don't have enough, we could always eat some tier 7 pork pies, which will also increase our carry weight. And there you have it. So basically, you're just gonna repeat this process over and over again. Just basically do the transports, and then, and like in case it gets like boring, or if you've done quite a few of them in a day, you can always just like take a break, do some fishing, or go mining, or go fiber gathering. And what I'm showing off here is the fact that I made 120,000 silver for just going from Fort Sterling all the way up to Aspenwood and then all the way back, and basically all in the blue and yellow zone, so there's not really any danger unless the people are doing faction ganking, which really is pretty rare these days. And it takes roughly 11 minutes to do the run with this tier 6 ox. If you had a dire boar, it'll probably take a little bit less time. And there you go. You have everything you need to go from a 0 to premium without killing a single enemy. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.